Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Bill. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
I enjoyed a labor day with
hmm
no labor.
Nice.
That's how the Americans do it. Let's commemorate a day for workers and laborers that we're not going to work on.
Yeah.
Very much the
Yeah.
American way.
Yeah. That's one of those holidays that I don't really know what it means, and I take it gladly.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is good. I'll take a day off. What are we celebrating?
yeah. I want to go sailboating.
Achievements of people that have done things. Yes, that's a holiday I'll celebrate. Thank you.
Mhm. I saw a tweet that was like, it's a holiday except for those people who actually should be in a labor union because you're working in retail and you're working on Monday. And I was like,
Right.
that's the truth. That is very
Right.
true.
Right. And the laborers that we commonly probably are thinking about, I guess, of like high appreciation for like medical professional, ambulance drivers, firemen. Like you just start going down the list of people that you're like, oh, well, they don't get that day off. But
Yeah,
that's the
exactly
ones that we
right.
really, really, really care are working.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, it's a bunch of folks in Patagonia vests who were like, "Oh yeah, man, we should have a day off. Yeah, we
Yeah.
should definitely have a day off. Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's funny. And maybe as you get older, you go back and start reading about this stuff, but I think a president like an Eisenhower or somebody made this
mhm.
holiday for something around the labor unions, but happy.
Happy Ton Day.
Oh yes,
Is
because
that is
we
that
didn't
a
have a Monday because it was a holiday and it's Tuesday
Oh, okay. Oh,
or
okay. I'm down for that.
Moose Day. It can be Moose Day. Yeah.
Oh, I think I like Moose Day better than Ton Day. Ton Day feels heavy.
That one
Got
goes in the
there.
Slack channel. Hey Michelle, good to see you.
Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Mike.
Yes, it's not.
Um, Man, date night on Friday
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
was good. It was good. Arguably the best steak I've ever had, honestly, from
Whoa.
Capitol Grill. Yeah,
Okay, Capitol Grill's legit. So
yeah, very very good. Hands down, the best old fashioned I've ever had,
oh
without a doubt. They
wow.
call it an in fashion there, and I love an old fashioned. Like if you call it out as a specialty drink on like your menu, this guy's getting one, and I'm judging you. I'm judging your entire establishment off of the
Yeah,
quality of this drink, and Capitol Grill is worthy, very
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 very nice.
worthy. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Awesome. Well, I had one too on Friday, and we went to an Italian place that was like a BY. So we brought our own bottle of wine and
Okay. I
had
was like,
Italian
what is a BY? Okay.
BYOB. Sorry, I
There
just
we go. Okay.
um, and it was really good. The food was
Really? Up there by
legit.
you?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Nice.
called Amano Bistro Grill or something, but like
Okay.
my girlfriend's half Italian, so she knows.
Interesting.
So it
Okay.
was really good.
Yeah.
The puns are coming in heavy today.
I love
Capitol
their
Grill.
DC. Well done. Well done.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. He's making a joke, Jake. You might
Yes.
actually have
Yes.
gone to the DC location.
It's Moose Day. I'm not awake yet. That's kind of how I'm
Oh my
feeling.
goodness.
Yeah. I feel like
Um,
I'm still in porch time. Like, I'm just like I'm not thinking anything about work right now. I'm just kind of like sipping on my coffee. Like, hey, how's your weekend?
Man, because so next week I'm going to be in San Francisco for the majority of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And so I've been booking travel and hotel and trying to make sure I'm all set up for that because now traveling is a bigger to do than it was before because you got to have your COVID test, you got to make sure you're packed, you got all that stuff. We don't travel a whole lot, so I've been buying a luggage and air the whole thing. So it's not been the most restful weekend, but it's been good. Got to have date night with Melissa. Yesterday was us just kind of like out walking around, like doing some like family day shopping. Like we went to a guitar store because I've kind of had the bug and looked around, and we went to a Halloween store and just like family kind of shopping,
hmm
kill a day kind of thing.
hmm
But it was really good. Let's see. But yeah, not super restful, but also not like family thing. Like we don't do the whole like let's force everyone together and make it awkward and have like a family kind of catch up thing. We don't really do that, so we just kind of
Yeah.
hung out.
Yeah. ever, or just like Christmas or Thanksgiving that doesn't happen?
Um, on bigger holidays, yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right. But like my family and Melissa's family are both kind of like not super social, like not like antisocial, but not super social. And so a couple weeks ago when we had like 10 people over here in our house, and it was my
Mhm.
family, Melissa's family, and then the Stiflers, like I could tell that my mom and her partner were like a little bit like, wow, this is a lot of people. And Melissa's family was also a little bit like that. So it's just, we just don't hang out in big groups or clumps with any kind of regularity. So
Yeah. Yep. Gotcha.
it's it's an
Labor Day
interesting
is good. That particular holiday is good for that, though. It's
what,
because
like
it's
an awkward grill out? Is
no,
that what
no,
it's
like not doing that. Like most people take
Oh,
Labor Day
yes.
for like, hey, we're just gonna go to the lake. Or hey, we're just gonna go whatever. It's not, hey, everyone's getting together
Yeah,
and
it's
making
true.
another holiday. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a lake
It's
guy.
ooh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you
Mm,
think I was?
no, no. I've really thought about it. No.
How strong is the Wi-Fi at the lake? Oh yeah, John's not going.
That's yes, exactly. Right. Um, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's kind of that in between holiday where you're just like it's free, so we can do stuff, and we don't feel the need to um, have to invite people. People's feelings
Yeah,
won't get hurt.
exactly. Yes, that is true.
Okay, so short week.
Short week. Yeah. So
What it
what
look like?
do you adjust anything this week? Because it is a short week with only 4 days as opposed to 5.
No, I normally don't. Not from like a output standpoint. Maybe I mean from a schedule, obviously. Things get either rescheduled or moved around. But I was reading something else again, and I mean everyone knows about this that has read anything about personal development, but like the Pareto principle of, or not the Pareto, uh, work expands or contracts to
Work
fill.
expands to fill the time allotted.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and like I was reading that again as an example in another book, and, because around this person who wanted to spend X amount of time doing this during the day, and so they just started doing it, and they still got all their work done. And it
Yeah.
was like, so like the longer I live, the more I'm like, you know what, short weeks don't, nothing less gets done. Really, like the
Yeah.
same amount of stuff really gets done. It's just we do it in 4 days instead of 5 this week.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah,
I
I was in a sales training class once, and we all had to kind of give these presentations about things that we thought were super helpful. And this one guy got up and he goes, "Okay, I know before I even go down this path, let's just talk about this for a second. What if you could only do your job in 7 hours as opposed to 8? Like what would you change? And it was weird because at first you get that kind of just no way, man, no way could you couldn't save 60 minutes. You couldn't find things that you could tighten up and do a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier, a little bit faster with a little bit more intention, and over the course of that save 1 hour a day, you know
mhm.
and because it was such a small amount, it was kind of easy to start kind of thinking down that path of like, oh, what would that mean, and kind of things like that. And I feel the same way that you do. Like the reason why Mondays are kind of like a strategy day for me is so that way I can think and have that time on Monday to just think, or go take care of errands if I need to or whatever else. And so, but it also sets me up for success on weeks like this, to where
Mm.
Monday isn't part of the week and I still have to like get it done for this whole week. So I kind of like it for that, right? So like it's most weeks I get an extra thinking day, but on this week I don't have the extra thinking day.
Mhm. Yeah, unless
So
you took it.
oh yeah, no, we were out like walking around at Target and stuff like that. Like my thinking consists of me sitting in this room with the lights turned down and like whiteboarding like a beautiful mind over here, and
Yes.
doing the weird stuff.
Yeah, with, like, Daft Punk or something on in the backgrounds to, like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
ignite your brain.
Yeah,
In real life.
binaural tones, choral tones and everything.
Mm.
Whoa. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice, nice. Yeah,
I
it's
had sorry, go ahead, please.
no, 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 I was gonna say it's just funny. It's always funny how what we expand to, and distraction's normally the biggest thing about it.
Yeah.
I mean
Like nobody wants to do this. I like I understand. but the exercise of going through and like tracking everything you do and like tracking your time in like 15 or 30-minute increments and then going back and looking at it and being like, okay, like
What'd you
that is an uncomfortable experience the very first time, right? Because if you're being honest with yourself, you're gonna look at how much time you spend not being productive. And like,
Yeah.
this is not to say that like every minute of every workday I'm in here like being productive. It's not. I just know how much my core non-negotiable activities require, and those are very thoughtfully and intentionally applied to the calendar before anything else gets done. So it's like once I know that, then it's like, okay, now I can knowingly take a break, whatever. But it's also, I know what needs to be done. So that way it's not like Friday afternoon and be like, where did the week go? Well, I
Right.
know where it went.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly. That constant reminder what you should be doing,
What you should be doing.
which makes me
I had speaking of what I should be doing, I had a very cool conversation on Lunch Club with a guy named Sandeep last week, and he we talked about a lot of things, but at the end of the conversation we're talking about meditating, because he's like a big meditator, and he was talking about how he found it later. He's from he was like, he's like, John, I'm from India. I never did that when I was there. This is only something I started doing whenever I was here. I was like, okay, tell me more about that. And he has gone to one of these kind of 10-day silent retreat meditation activity retreat things, and he was speaking so glowingly about it, and I was like, I've seen one of these, and there's one like not far from us. It's over in Kaufman, which is like south Dallas. And you go and you don't talk to anybody. There's no phones. There's not even eye contact with people who are not part of like the, I guess, like the hierarchy there and stuff like that. So he was talking about his experience with that, and I was like, man, I want to go to one of these as soon as my business can go 10 days without me like having to put like a hand on it or finger on it. I'm going to go to this thing. Like, I might lose my mind because I do enjoy speaking and talking and stuff, but yeah, I think it could be very, very cool as well.
Yeah, I'd like to start with like a 2-day version of that. Just go like do a
No way,
mini
man. I think you got to do the like. Well, because yeah, pretty much. Well, because like
2 days would be good.
I'm kind of assuming that there's going to be a mental side of this thing, right? And the reason why 10 days is the normal block is because that gives you some time to kind of work through some stuff. Sure. So I think that within like 2 days would potentially feel like the half-day vacation trip, right? And you spend 3 hours driving there, you're there for 2.5 hours, and you spend 3 hours driving back. Like, that doesn't even feel potentially like a vacation or like time off or time away and stuff like that, because it was such a short time in comparison to everything else. So
yeah,
it makes me nervous, like very nervous about it.
That's, to me, that's like saying I'm going to run a marathon, but never running a 5-mile race first. Like,
that's true.
I would die. So I need the 5-miler and maybe the 10-miler, and then I'll do the marathon.
Yeah. I mean,
10 days is a long time.
10 days is a long time, and he was talking about some of the stuff that like he experienced like through that process. It sounds rad. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. I would love to do the 10-day. I'll probably go do a 2 or 3 day first though. Because this has been on my radar too, actually.
Yeah.
For a few years.
Yeah.
Because I actually had a friend go do like a 4-day version of this.
Okay.
Down south of Fort Worth, kind of down Granbury area or something. There was another place down there similar to that, and he was same thing. He was like, it was just, and he said like end of day 2, beginning of day 3, something kind of flipped in his brain, and like it became a completely different day 4 than the first 2.5 days or whatever. So interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. I need to go back on my my big board over there because I've got that's my planning whiteboard. So we haven't talked about this for the new show, right? That's my planning board, right? So I've got my yearly goals, my quarterly goals, my monthly goals, my weekly goals, and then like my just kind of dump list of thoughts to be transferring. That's just ongoing planning, right? And then I've got like the daily whiteboard, which is like what you have beside you, I think, right? It's just where I scratch and work things out. Yeah. So anyway, I have like a 40 or 50 before 50 list of 50 things I want to do before I'm 50.
I like that.
Down in that corner. And then I have another tiny little box down there where I can work things in that need to make a list, but maybe they don't make that list because that's the
Okay.
big list, right?
Okay.
But I've got another one, so it needs to go on that list.
You're 40. How old are you?
44.
44. Okay. Interesting. 50 before 50. I really freaking dig that. Honestly,
Yeah.
we never talked about that until right now. What's the
No.
What's the coolest thing you have on the 50 before 50 list?
Oh
In your
gosh,
opinion?
cool thing. There's a lot of things on there. So I'm going skydiving next year with my buddy who's turning 40, and so he's like, "Hey, you're going to be 40." We have one day. He's the 16th, and I'm the 17th of February, and
Okay.
so he's going to be 40. I'm going to be 45, and we're going to jump out of the plane. So like that's one. Do that together.
That is very
Um,
cool.
Yellowstone was on my list, so I did that last year with kids.
Nice. Okay.
And we drove it. So a big road trip was on my list with my kids, and I combined the two. So I kind of cheated. I was like, I
There
want
you
to do a
go.
big road trip, and I want Yellowstone. Let's do them at the same time. Knock two off the list. Let's see what else. There's a lot of stuff on there, man. I should share that list with you. We can talk more about that. But off the top of my head, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, Circle. I want to go to Circle.
What is
I don't know if
that?
you've heard that. It's a music festival in South America, and that's Spanish for circle. But
Okay.
it's always at some incredibly gorgeous location with some ridiculous production and visuals. But it's not like Burning Man or like those that are just like, insane, hedonistic, like ridiculous places that you would never take your kids. They're more like there's probably some of that, but it's just a more a visually stunning setting for a band and kind of international crowd, if you will.
Nice.
But,
Very cool. I watched this thing over the weekend. It was the Taylor Hawkins like memorial concert, right? So Taylor Hawkins was the drummer for Foo Fighters. He passed away a couple of months ago.
that's right.
Huge loss for music because the guy was just like a huge fan of it. And so they had this memorial thing. It's like a 5-hour live stream, right? And so the premise was everyone that he made music with, that he enjoyed making music with, right? So it's got Grohl and it's got all these crazy people in it. And man, it was at Wembley, which is huge, right? So, I mean, huge thing. And like watching that, I think that was Saturday morning. It was like a very weird thing of this is going to sound very weird. How do I say this? The impact that guy has had through music, like, is significant, right? Like, this is on another continent that I mean, the guy's from here. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. Like, he grew up in Denton and everything. And so the fact that they're having this in Europe and people are flying across the sea to go to this like memorial concert and everything, and it is packed. There were so many people there, and it's like that is impact. Like that is that's significant, right? From like making music, and music is great because it has this ability to kind of spread easily and stuff like that. But like the effort, right? The consistent effort in the creative process was the thing that I was just kind of blown. Like I couldn't even really enjoy the concert because I was just thinking of like, man, the effort, the sheer effort and the path of mastery to get to the top of this thing to where you can perform at that level that causes this kind of impact. And like I was just sitting there thinking like being good enough isn't. Like that's all I was thinking about the entire time. Like my coach used to have this line of like, your best client is someone else's best prospect. Right, around this idea. And so it's like when you're complacent, someone else is not. Someone else is working on the same stuff that you are, right? Probably from a different angle because let's keep your like ego in check and everything. Yours is special, but so is theirs and stuff like this. But like when you get complacent, this is good enough, right? I'm ready to go. Someone else isn't. That's like not to be like a doomsayer and stuff like that, but like, I think that is something that people forget about, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people liked Kobe Bryant, is because he was always that way. He was like, if I'm not in the gym, someone else is.
Yeah.
And so you will never, ever, ever beat me, but do a lack of work. I will always outwork anyone else. And there's a lot of people like that. Tiger was like that in his prime, even though he was talented. Tiger also was on the course all the time.
Yeah.
He was always on the course. So that's certainly something that's really fascinating to look at and watch and admire. And, those people leave a big impact one way or another,
Yeah,
because
well, one way or the other, right? Because
some
it's
people
a
really
tightrope.
were like, wow, like I would never ever put that level of effort in.
Hmm.
That's insane. But that was their whole life, people
Yeah.
like that. But the other part of that is a lot of those people are remembered for their effort and gargantuan feats that they accomplish and things like that. But like just the way that I think of the drummer and music in particular, right, is the way it makes people feel, how it like transcends language. Music does,
Mm-hmm.
and people like that just create emotion in others, and that's a huge connection. So,
Yeah.
like, you may not even think he's one of the top 10 drummers, but the way he made you feel made you want to be around him, right,
Yeah.
with his music. So it's like
Wow.
just another level of connection, that can't be described. Or
Yeah.
I tried to, I guess, but you know,
It's
yeah,
crazy because like I was sitting there thinking about it and I was like, what is so impressive about this? Right. Like because like they pan out over the crowd and it's thousands of people there, right? And I'm kind of like, well, okay, I have these moments of being impressed and I'm like, and because I am who I am, I'm like, okay, am I impressed or am I jealous? Right. And I'll kind of go through like okay, actually impressed. Okay, why am I impressed? And then it's just like not because that many people know who he is or anything else like that, but like they felt like they needed to for the closure, right? Like this man is
right.
gone. This is going to be the last kind of public display of his music with him in mind. We got to go to this thing, right? So it's
Mhm.
not about fame, we're chasing fame or anything, but like just that impact, like and he wasn't making music to be famous. He's making music because it was the only thing he like wanted to do, right? Which
Yeah,
is very interesting to me.
yeah.
So just powerful, powerful, powerful. Like, do you like what do you want that badly that you're willing to kind of just like keep going? Like he had two other bands that he would go play in, which I didn't even really know about. Whenever the Foo Fighters was on a break, or they're not playing, or they're not touring, like two other bands, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
one band wasn't grind enough, right? So let's go do two other ones. Like that's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's hard to figure out with some people because like I have a son that is that obsessed with music, and
Hmm.
like when I hear he had two other bands, I can totally see Jackson doing the same thing. Not because he loves music that
Yeah,
much. All he does, I mean, I say all he does, but like literally, it's his whole life. And if he's not playing it, he's watching it. If he's not watching it, he's listening to it. If he's not listening to it, he's talking about it. If he's not talking, like
hmm,
everything. So there are certain people born with that level of just of his dedication, because dedication requires that you, even when things are tough, you decide you're still going to stick it out and do it anyway.
yeah.
That's like a trait. But these people are different. They're like, I can't not do it. Like it's
Yeah, it's an obsession,
yeah,
really,
yeah.
right?
That's a better word.
I was down at a cabin for what is that thing called? A bachelor party, right? Bachelor party. Um, and so we're down there, we're just kind of talking, right? And we're all very, very into the things that we're into. Me, the guy who's getting married, the other guys in the party, and this one guy who is the marimba player for the Fort Worth Symphony, like, and very, very focused on like mountain climbing. These are the only two things that this guy really cares about. And so he looks at me and he goes, "Man, how long has everything been been about sales?" Right? And I kind of had this moment of being like blown out of the water because this guy's got such hyper focus, just like I do, just like in different areas. And I wanted to be like, "Cool, how long has everything been around like
Yeah,
mountain climbing and marimba playing?" But I was just
right.
kind of like, man,
Yeah,
like it's a very weird moment of being able to like appreciate like this guy doesn't see that he's doing the same thing. So it was weird, but it's like that's the one step too far and you're Kanye, right?
yeah,
Or like everybody's public perception of Kanye, right? Is that is
right.
that he's like a complete whack job and everything else like that. So if you go one step too far,
Yeah,
you're a weirdo. But as long as you don't take that step too far, you're just like a very driven creator, entrepreneur, musician or whatever it is. But I think of them as very, very similar ideas and kind of mental processes.
yeah. Very much, very much.
What do you have today?
Yeah, I was actually just pulling that up. I've got weekly huddles. I've got. I actually have. It's not a lunch club, but it's like a lunch club. I have a virtual coffee today.
Nice.
I've got sales training with a client this afternoon.
Yes.
Jackson is driving at the driving school tonight for the first time.
Nice.
So
Okay.
that's finally got that scheduled. Let's see. Yeah, and then of course I've got my work blocks. What about you?
I have a lunch today, an in-person lunch. These things are becoming more frequent. This one it's with a buddy of mine who lives over in Dallas, and so we're meeting in Arlington. And
Mhm.
so it might be a little bit difficult to make it back in time for this one client call that I have. So I have a client call with a group that we're doing like not our main work, right? We're doing work that we enjoy doing, but it's not like, sales coaching, right? It's
Yeah.
different stuff. And so, that's fun. It's challenging,
Mhm.
but also enjoyable. So I have that call, and then I have sales practice lab, and then I have who is that? I have a call with someone on my calendar, but I'm not exactly sure how I got there, and because it's not my Calendly invite, so I'm not. I need to go figure out how that got there and figure out if I'm going to go to it or not, kind of deal.
Yeah. Yep. Shoot out a pre-email.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what are we meeting about again? I forgot.
Yes. Sorry. Holiday weekend. Can you remind me?
Yeah, I mean, kind of, right? Because like some people will just go put a calendar invite on your calendar, like knowing that you'll show up because you forgot about it and stuff. And not a huge fan of that, but I can't control is sales practice in the afternoon. Yes, Michelle, that is sales practice lab. That is today at 2 p.m. Central. So get in there because you've not been there the past at least week, my friend. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but practice is important. So come practice. That's today at 2. Yeah. Yep.
Sounds good.
So yeah. That's it. I feel like there's more to say for some reason. I feel like this is a weird thing. I feel like there's something we should be talking about that we're not talking about. Is that just me?
You could be right, but I don't feel it. I don't know.
Okay, cool. That's not like a tease or anything to where I'm like, and guys, guess what? Sunday's Truckzilla is coming out. Like it's not anything like that. I don't know. Like I feel like there's something we're going to talk about. We should be talking about, but we're just not talking about. I don't know what it is though. Next week when I'm in California and it's 5:30 during this time.
Yeah, you won't be pulling a Mike or anybody else. They got up super early.
I don't. I might. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. Yeah, we'll see how I feel because I typically sleep terrible when I travel. So I might have just you might not want to see me at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, get in there, Michelle. Everyone needs some practice, me myself included.
Yeah, we'll talk about it this week. So probably Monday, Friday next week.
Yeah, Monday and Friday. Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, we might be able to do Tuesday. I might be sitting in the airport, but we might be able to do Tuesday morning.
Okay, that might be fun.
Let me set up the lights and the camera like I'm unpacking the bag in the middle of the airport terminal. That'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, you can get your thing right, get your thing out, and people at the airport can be like, "Ooh, is that a celebrity?"
I'm just gonna build like a fake news desk so that I can just walk up and just be like, "Oh, 1 second," undo the thing. It just kind of flops down. But it's tied to like ropes. It's got my mic and my lights and everything. Wow. That would be hilarious.
Yes, that would be obsession. Yes, for sure.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So next week, not a whole lot of morning bill because I'm gonna be traveling and stuff. So, but yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I'm just gonna go get to it. So
cool. Do you need anything today? Or are you gonna be stuck after these kind of syncs or anything?
I don't think so. I'm feeling pretty good about today.
Nice.
No baggage.
Good.
Yep.
Good. I got to put together some dashboards, which I'm a little bit slow on because my first rep. So that I'm a little slow on first rep stuff. So I'm going to push through that and then head to Arlington to go have tacos.
Nice. I like sound of that.
Good. Absolutely. All right, man. If you get stuck, let me know though.
Sounds good. Same for you.
Okay. Awesome, man. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we'll see everyone better. Michelle, Mike, good to see you this morning. Anybody else hanging out there?
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow morning.
That DC location joke, Mike, so strong. I'm going to be thinking about that literally all day. Very, very well done.
All right. Bye, y'all.